Oh, ready for the auction, ready to hang out. I want to build on the live stream stuff, you know, and I want to make this its own event as well with like prizes, giveaways. It always starts off with the Atari block, so I can't provide much commentary because Atari is a bit above my head, a little bit old for me. So yeah, if you've never seen the Heritage Auction before, they auction off these WATA graded games, which Mizkif collects VGA. This is the opposite. This is the competing company to VGA, not the opposite. They only accept WATA games and they auction them off every week. They do really, really big auctions too. These weeklies generally don't have super expensive items. You can see that these Atari games are selling for like, you know, these are extremely realistic prices if you want some of these Atari games. They're pretty niche titles, all things considered, but am I planning to bid on anything today? No, I can't. I'm broke, man. I need to start selling stuff more than buying stuff. That's the position I'm in right now. I would love to be able to bid on these auctions, but I spent like all of 2020 buying stuff, so I'm now in a spot where I need to like start selling stuff. It kind of goes in cycles, right? You like accumulate a bunch of stuff, and then you have to spend a whole bunch of time selling the stuff you accumulate. So it comes and goes in waves. It starts with Atari. Can I drag these here? So it goes in chronological order. So we get through all the Atari stuff, and then we move into NES, which you're probably going to be familiar with titles like Double Dragon right here. There's Gyrus, there's Strider, Capcom, Mario 2, CIB, Mario 3 Left Bros, CIB, Turtles, CIB. We have a Zelda early print, Wario's Woods. Then we go into Super Nintendo stuff here. Game Boy, we have a Pokemon title here. We have another Pokemon. I don't know if the yellow is in a high grade. Oh yeah, it must be a decent grade. It's already at 6,000. Then we get into some GameCube stuff. We have one N64 game here just hanging out. But yeah, man, there's a lot of good stuff in this. Right here's another huge one. This is a Player's Choice Mario World. So there's definitely going to be some exciting auctions tonight. Tonight's selection is way better than last week's was. Last week has a lot of stinkers. This week, not so much. Have I graded anything recently? Yeah, man. I have a whole bunch of cards at PSA right now. They are in the infinite backlog. And I have video games at VGA right now. They are also in an infinite backlog. So I'm expecting that to take about 10 months total, and maybe I'll get them back in July, August, September. I don't know, man. But yeah, I have stuff out there right now in the grading queue. I just want to see if any of these Atari games are hitting any kind of prices. $300 for Defender 2 because of condition there. That's a 9.88 plus. You know, it's funny, like $69, $61, $79. The cost to grade these games is like $40, $50 at minimum. So there's no profit there. There's absolutely zero profit margin. These games are, like a lot of these are selling at a loss. Like right here, right? $41. That's being sold at a loss. It's crazy. A good opportunity if they're being sold for a loss? Absolutely it is. But at the same time, will there ever be a demand for, what were the items here being sold at a loss? Carnival on the Atari, right? 4.5, shitty condition. A very common game. Will there ever be more demand for this item? Like, probably, right? $41 is dirt cheap. There's very little downside, but like, I don't see this ever, you know what I mean, going up a lot in price. Again, here, right, a Sesame Street game, 6.5 condition, so kind of crushed, and I don't know. It's tough to say. You'd be speculating in items that will just like never have that much demand. Like here, right, here's Pete Rose Baseball. So this holds like the sports guys, right? Sports guys like Pete Rose Baseball, and still $65. So what are your hopes on selling a random Sesame Street game or something, right? Are those your most prized games in your collection behind you? They are not Cold Smoke, but they're ones that are really sentimental to me. As far as like actual value goes, no, they are not the most prized possessions, but they're really emotional attachments, and I love displaying Zelda stuff, so it all just really works together. Just gonna check the listings here again and see if anything is blown up for Atari. It's so hard for me to gauge Atari because if you were here last week, I said that so many of these games existed in factory sealed cases. So, you know, I don't know if Roadrunner just exists in factory sealed form very easy or not. So it makes Atari really hard to, it makes it really hard to know what you're buying or to speculate on it unless you really know Atari. Like the Spider-Man game here, you can see that this game has sold on Heritage auctions almost every week since the first one hit. And this is how many listings? This is 46 listings for this game in mint condition. So here's the highest sale, right, at 9,000. And you can see that the price is and has been steadily falling since. It had a nice little reprise right here. These are from February. With Atari, there are lots of examples of this where you have case fresh games. Just so many of them that if you speculate in the wrong game, you can lose your ass really quick. Thoughts on VGA versus WATA? Just want to grade some stuff soon, so I'm curious. Have you watched my video on VGA versus WATA, J-Rob? I go over a lot of the more intricate nuance between the two companies because I personally do prefer VGA, right? I do. It's what I've done for the past 10 years before WATA existed, so I have a bias towards VGA, but I understand their scale very well. If you don't understand the grading scale as much, you should probably grade with WATA first and then just try out VGA. But aesthetically, I love VGA, but they grade a bit differently, so it's hard for me to just say I love one company over the other. It's very item dependent. There's some Switch games I would love to buy at some point, but there's just so many games that won't do anything in 20 years where I would just rather put my money into something vintage or something older already where there's already a little bit of price history and there was less public consciousness about collecting. I just feel safer that way than buying, say, what just came out? Pokemon Snap, right? That just came out. How much is it really going to be worth in 20 years, a game like that? But if you want to speculate on some of the like limited run games or more obscure titles, yeah, those might do good. If you buy them at retail, I really like them. If you buy them at retail. If you buy them secondhand at 2 to 3 to 4 times markup, now, I don't know if I love the 20-year outlook on them. Uncirculated copies, that's why there's so many. And yeah, exactly, Carlos. Like, we're seeing it right here on the screen right now, right? Here's a factory sealed case of Skiing. And here was Raiders of the Lost Ark. Here's Pole Position. There's Junior Pac-Man. And I can't tell you which games exist as factory cases with Atari. And we don't have population reports. So I can't look it up and be like, oh, there's already been 200 of these graded in 9.8 A++ condition. Some Switch games are actually selling for decent numbers right now. Graded, of course. Yeah, J-Rob, I've seen, like, Breath of the Wild, I think, sold for like 700 in VGA 95, which... it goes back to what I said of like, if you can buy right now in the market and say you buy your copy of Pokemon Snap or whatever and you go get it graded and it comes back VGA 95 and you can sell it for $300. So maybe you're in the game for 60 bucks, you bought it, and then $70 to grade it, right? If you're in it for $130. If you can just go and sell that for $300 or $400 right now, how much more upside can there be on it? You know what I mean? You've already like, what, quadruple, 5x your money on that? Sorry, no, 3x. You have 3x your money. So what more upside is there going to be in 20 years, right? It just feels like the easy money is, you can get the easy money out of these games really quick right now, and even that might not last. So it's a hard speculating game. On your 5 tips of getting involved with game collecting, your thumbnail features Earthbound, Mario 3, and Smash 64, saying not to buy. Now, I put those in there because they are, yeah, it's kind of clickbait, of course. But, cartridges. My point is cartridges. Don't buy cartridges. If you're looking at a long-term game with this, if you're looking for long-term speculation, cartridges just don't have the fundamentals to really have a great outlook in 5, 10, 20 years. You want to go to at least complete in box. You want to go to sealed where possible. So here we go. Bad Dudes, NES 9.6 A+. Not a common game to find sealed. It's Data East. People love collecting their games. 9.6 A+ is just premium. I have no idea what this is worth. This is truly an item where the market will dictate.
Fair warning.
These companies have to release the pop reports. Yeah, man, I'm going to make a video on it really soon here about how blind it is being a video game collector. It's just not okay. Like, sure, the pop reports will be incomplete or whatever, but like, what the hell is a new person supposed to do? What are you supposed to base your purchases on? What are you supposed to do for research?
Fair warning.
It's ridiculous. This is really cool too. Double Dragon 2 9.0.
$180.
Double Dragon 2 isn't the rarest NES game in factory sealed form. There are quite a few of them out there, but again, right? How are you supposed to know that? I know that from 10 years experience. How the hell are you going to know that? Just dumb.
Fair warning.
Unlicensed Dude with Attitudes, 9.4 B+. Again, a game that like doesn't really come up but has low demand. How well do I know DS graded games? Thinking about seeing Aliens Infestation for the DS. I don't know DS market well. I know of like very key DS titles and the very like niche rarity ones, but I can't really comment on Alien Infestation. I know how they grade, if that's what you want to know. I can give you a very good VGA estimate on it, but I can't speak for that specific title. Yeah, there aren't many people grading DS games right now outside of the like Mario's, Zeldas, and really good third-party games. You know, your first-party Nintendos and your really popular third parties and your really rare DS games that are notoriety rare. I actually want to see this auction here. This is a 9.8 A+ Gyrus.
$700.
This is again one of those items where it's not the rarest NES game. They do float around, but 9.8 A+ on this title is quite difficult as far as I know.
Fair warning.
$850. I don't even know if that's a strong sale. Not many Gyrus fans, I guess, because even Faxanadu almost sold for his... Oh, sorry, 1,020. I was looking without buyer premium. This is the price right here we need to look at. Right there. With buyer premium. I always screw that up when I'm just looking. Yep, popular games have a way better chance on WATA than your obscure rare titles. I agree with that 100%. I wouldn't submit some kind of collector title to WATA. Just send them your Marios, your Zeldas, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. Agreed 100%. How do DS games grade? It's like... It's the same as a PS2 game or a GameCube game, anything like that, but since they have smaller overall surface area, it's kind of easier for them to survive in mint condition, but it's the same stuff. Any rips, any tears, any indents, any pokes, dents, stuff like that. Here's a perfect Starship Hector. Hudson Soft, again, not a super common game, but not a super, like, in-demand game. So even though it's 9.8 A+, sorry, perfect grade, I don't know how high this will go. Just not an overall in-demand game. $1,000? Oh, sorry, again, I'm not looking at buyer's premium. What'd that sell for with the premium? $1,200. Strider's really cool. Capcom games are always cool. I expect Strider to outsell the 9.8 A++, honestly. Just because it's Capcom. Capcom games are very collectible on NES. What's your thoughts on piecing together a game in order to slowly build towards a complete copy of the game? Love it. Absolutely love it, Jaden. That is what I have done almost my whole career. You buy what's available, maybe it's a box, a manual, or a cartridge, then you slowly piece it together over time. It's easier to get multiple little deals than it is to get like an insane deal on the complete copy, so. And sometimes you can't even get like a fully complete copy. If you're talking about some Super Nintendo games like Final Fantasy III where there's 4 maps, 3 registration cards, and 2 manuals, you might just have to buy multiple no matter what. This here, just want to point out, this is only a complete in-box Mario 2. This is not factory sealed. So like you could own one in this condition in your collection. It would cost you about around $100 to get graded once WATA drops their price again. So, you know, this isn't a bad return if you consider that it's only a 7.5 only. Not that high of a grade, and like, I just want to check the box grade on this. Because with your complete in box options, the box grade matters more than anything else. 7.5. So not bad. You can see here we're at $480. $500 for a complete in box Mario 2. It is an early seal. It's a circle seal. It's an early print. It's a lot of money for a Mario 2.
$480. $500. $750.
Thoughts on what Star Fox Weekend cartridge would go for right now? Stonk. I have one that I'm debating selling actually, and my personal gut on it is somewhere around 5,000 US. I don't know what it would actually sell for. There is a condition, you know, premium on it too if you get it graded, but yeah, I'm somewhere around 5,000 US right now. I'm going to list mine higher than that if I do end up selling it. I'll just list it at 7,000 and see, but really hard item to price right now. They dried up pretty quick. I gotta say, they stopped coming to market. And let's go Super Spike Volleyball for $1,600.
$600.
Look at that, hey? So here, again, we have a complete in box Mario 3, but this is an early print, first print left bros here, with the bros on the left side. So you probably heard about the insane sale of the factory sealed one that sold for like 100,000, was it? 134,000? So this is just a complete in box version. And you can see it sold for oh no, more than Mario 2, but still not that much. 720 bucks. Not bad.
Fair warning.
Again, only complete in box. This is not factory sealed. Complete in box Turtles. I unfortunately grew up playing Bayou Billy.
$150.
Near impossible game. That was a complete in box Zelda there for 360. I just want to see what variant this was.
$80. $85.
Second print. This was a second print Zelda with a 7.0 box. 360. Not bad. Not bad at all.
$120.
Like, not great, considering they're probably in it for, you know, a decent amount of money, really. It's a Zelda, but one of those things where it probably was not worth grading this and sending it. Okay, we're back to factory sealed here. Wario's Woods, last NES game released, and
Fair warning.
near perfect condition, but a very common factory sealed NES game.
$600.
So we'll see what kind of condition premium this can bring. I meant with the seal, like for example, a small tear in the seal, what would that grade with VGA or WATA? If you have a small tear in your seal, J-Rob, on VGA, you're basically pushed down to 85 no matter what. You might be able to get 85 plus on certain consoles if you have a small nick on the edges or something, but generally a small rip or tear in the seal will put you to 85 plus range immediately. Wario's Woods got 660.
55.
Yoshi just got 990. I would actually love to own a copy of Yoshi. I think that Yoshi game is so cool. Okay, we are into boxes. This is a box only. This is so this is a 4 display only box. These were given away in like 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. These 4 display only boxes had no value really. They're left over from retail locations or rental stores. I can't remember the full story on why they exist, but they all start as unfolded boxes, so they're almost all in mint condition. And I guess they're kind of like a cool not for resale box, if you want to call them that, but I worry about how much quantity there is and how they're all going to be in nice condition. There's not much condition premium, and there might be a lot of these Donkey Kong Country ones surviving. So I don't know how cool they are to just own the box. A 4 display only box. I don't know. I'm biased because I used to see them sell for 20 bucks. Like at this price rate here, what are we at? 960? $1,000 for a 4 display only box? I don't know. That's insane to me. Like insane. We'll see what happens with that. I am very curious to watch these 4 display only boxes into the future. Very curious to see these. Like that box is probably going to outsell a factory sealed copy of War of the Gems. Hello Greg, newbie here. Will WATA grade DS? Not at this time, blah. They do not grade DS. And I saw a big sale here on NBA Jam 8.0. Good stuff. Good stuff, NBA Jam. That's a strong sale. I'm excited for this right here. Mario World 9.4A plus. It's already at 4,300. And you know, you're like, oh, this is a player's choice copy. Why the hell is it so much? Because you will never get a real one. That's why. You know, a mint condition real one. This one sold for 5K, which a real one would sell for 50, 70, 100,000. Or black label, I mean, when I'm saying real one. Original print. So you can get the player's choice one for 5,000 and not bad. What I'm seeing in the market right now, man, is like DS and Wii are the hottest things. And Wii U. Those are like where all of the eyes are right now. People want to grade DS and Wii and they want to buy graded DS and Wii. You know, you can pay WATA to remove these stickers and I'm surprised they left them on. I have to assume without them, this would be an A plus and not an A. Holy shit, Pokemon Yellow. We're at 15,000. Wow. Wow. I need to price check that after here. I need to fly over to eBay quick. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. I wasn't expecting it to go that high. This is a factory sealed Pokemon Gold too. Not in a great grade, obviously. It's kind of low, 7.5 A+, but this is still factory sealed Pokemon here. And this also seems like The Pokemon seemed really high, the yellow, and that just seemed really low. I don't know what to think. 9.68 plus. I actually own one in this condition. So, what'd that just sell for? 456? I personally wouldn't sell mine for 456. 9.68 plus here for Zelda. So same grade. This is now the Zelda NFR bundle of the 4 vintage games.
$340.
720. And here's the Master Quest bundle now. Same grade again. WATA's CIV grading sucks. It's interesting that they did not put any emphasis on the extra parts. I'll say that. Because when I submit complete in-box games to WATA now, I'm going to keep my pamphlets. I'm going to keep those little inserts that they aren't going to grade anyway. I don't see any reason to submit them. Am I crazy? Am I crazy on that? Should I give WATA the extra pamphlets or the dust protector or stuff like that? Why? Why give them a baggie if they're not going to consider it? I don't know. It seems weird. Yeah, like, should this Zelda game right here, the Ocarina of Time Master Quest, outsell Metroid 2? I don't know. This one's a lot more... I think this one's easier to find. This is a 9.88 plus, if you're wondering why this TMNT just sold for so much. High grade TMNT. I know it was a third print because the ESRB logo right here is black. So first print is a white ESRB, second print is no ESRB, and third print is black ESRB. So that's how you know on Pokemon Yellow. A little bit of quick knowledge for you there. Pokemon Gold only has one discernible print run as far as anyone knows. So this would be a first print and it would be a last print at the same time. So there's nothing to know about Pokemon Gold. How can you tell when Yellow is first print, Greg? It has a white ESRB on the logo thing.
$32.
Let me just see. Here.
$85.
So on Zelda, like, you can see that the E right here is white with a black outline around it. That's how you can tell it's first print on Pokemon Yellow. And the later print, you can see on this Zelda, is black.
$6,000.
So the ESRB logo changed from white to black in like 1998 or 1999. And yeah, so you can put it in chronological order. And holy shit, Metal Gear Solid. That's a strong sale too. I want to price check that one afterwards and see where 9.88 plus copies have sat in the past. Here's God of War 2 with a drill hole in it, a promotional copy. If I just click on it, you can probably see the drill hole.
Fair warning. $90.
Here, right there in the bottom corner, I'll just bring up the big picture. So you can see that literally a drill, zoom, was put through the UPC here. So that makes them quite a bit less desirable and really hurts the grade on them. What'd this sell for? 109 bucks. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of interest there in the ones that have an actual drill hole. That was cool. Liberty City Stories actually doesn't sell that much compared to these trilogy games. This is a trilogy edition too. Yeah, this is trilogy again. But right here, low key, this is a real Vice City. Like this trilogy print and this trilogy print are garbage, these two games. But this Vice City is real. Come on, Vice City. Come on, show some legs here. Don't make me look like an idiot. I mean, 1,000's pretty good, but I was expecting a little more bidding action on this. Okay, so 1,500. A little bit of bidding on there. This one I'm also curious about. I grabbed a copy of Snake Eater not too long ago because I thought it was cheap.
Fair warning.
So if this doesn't sell for very much, then I probably just paid market price and it's still worth what I paid. 336. I still think that's cheap. Ah, Metal Gear Solid? Snake Eater? Snake Eater! I wish I had some money because I would have bid on this. I would have bought this. If you're curious where my mind's at right now, that's what I thought of that. I would have bought that. Yeah, like Red Dead Revolver absolutely crushed it. $840 for Red Dead? And only $300 for Metal Gear Solid? How are you going to disrespect Metal Gear like that? So when people talk about buying Switch games, right? This Deadpool game is already from 2013. That's 8 years. 8 years, a near perfect grade, and you get 94 bucks. Vindios, there is so much disagreement with which one is the first print for Pokemon Yellow via the white ESRB and no ESRB, but it seems like the prevailing opinion is that the no ESRB is second print. Now, don't quote me. I'm not saying that with massive conviction, but that's where my mind is at on those now. What's the explanation behind games with drill holes? Kevin, games with drill holes are promotional. That's it already, hey? That's insane. That flies. That was like 80 games. Now we got some Pokemon stuff. So if you're a Pokemon fan, here you go. We got some PSA, Pokemon, Beckett. I own one of these too. I'm curious how much this is going to sell for because I made sure to grab one back in like 2016 because I grew up with this 2-player set. Yeah. That was my introduction to Pokemon, the 2-player set, as I'm sure was for many, many, many people. First edition Jungle Booster set. Are these 3 first edition packs? I assume there's 3 light packs, of course.
Fair warning.
1320 divided by 4. 450 each. A little bit less. Not bad. Those are definitely coming down in price. All Pokemon stuff is just kind of coming down in price a bit, hey? Well, not all of it. The super high-end stuff is maintaining, but a lot of the PSA 8 and 9 stuff. Just the more common stuff is coming down. That's what I've been seeing anyway. I know every YouTube channel out there is talking about it now, so I'm sure you've seen it too. 2 messages in a day and a half asking for any blemishes on the box and Ventals. There's a thing where if people don't deal in the graded market or video game collecting, or it's just some dude selling a factory sealed video game, they don't want to deal with the picky guy. You know, when you ask those questions, you become the picky buyer. So it's kind of a double-edged sword where, yeah, some buyers are really great and they'll work with you and they will send you additional photos, tell you about shit, but some are just like, yeah, no, I don't want you to buy it. They don't want you to buy the item. So it's hard. There's honestly not much you can do about it. You reach out, you ask questions. If you never get the information, it's probably best to just avoid it altogether. I mean, you could always just buy it and like, if it's fake or anything, you're pretty safe to force a refund, but like the process of the refund, blah, 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 blah. So also, I absolutely love Blaine's Moltres. Like, that is a beautiful card. I would love to own it in PSA 9. Like, I do want to own this card eventually. I'm curious what this sells for now. Because it's getting back into, like, an affordable range. Like, $576 US? It's not cheap. There's nothing cheap about that, but, like, I mean, I can swing it. I can make that work. That's an auction, folks. Let's get a recap thing here. Okay, so Atari stuff. Anything of note in here? You know, anything under $100 is just like, even at $100 is really kind of who cares territory. Burger Time, you know, cool game, known title. Defender 2, 9.88 plus, 360. Frogger, 9.48 plus plus, 430. Pac-Man, 7.5A sealed. I would honestly like to get a Pac-Man on Atari. I just think the box is so stupid. Like, look how funny that is. That is objectively insane artwork on this box. And it's quite affordable. I'll buy one someday. I'll get one eventually. Eventually it'll show up to one of my videos and I'll have goofy ass Pac-Man sitting behind me. Just you wait. Donkey Kong Coleco, I think? Was this in television? What was this one? These always screw me up when it says INTV Coleco. Video game cartridge for use within television. Not for use within television. Manufactured by Coleco. What fucking console are you for? Here we get into NES stuff though. Bad Dudes, 9.68 plus plus for 2200. Double Dragon 2. I'd love to get a Double Dragon 2 as well, 1600. Like I said earlier, Double Dragon 2 has quite a few mint ones floating around. Oh, Faxanadu 780, 9.4. Gyrus 9.8, $1,000. Starship Hector, again, perfect grade here, 1200. Strider, Capcom, not one of the more popular Capcom games, but still a Capcom NES game. As soon as you get that purple border around the box, let's show you what I mean. As soon as you get these purple border Capcom games, the prices go up. Very collectible games. Complete in box Mario 2, $480. Complete in box Left Bros, $720. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 7.5 CIB, $312. Okay, Legend of Zelda. Again, just complete in box games. These are just complete in box. $360. This Yoshi for $1,000. I think that was a strong sale. Matt, are you still in the chat? Look at this, man. 9.6 for display only. Donkey Kong Country box. What do you think of that for $900, man? That's insane to me. This NBA Jam sale surprised me as well. 8.0A, not even that high of a grade. And $1,600. Super Mario World, Player's Choice, WATA 9.48 plus plus, $4,800. Honestly, I don't think this is a bad price. Lettuce Jump, you just asked what I think about Player's Choice games? I think that this Super Mario World, right now, today, selling for $4,800 is a good price. Like, I think as a buyer, you got a good game at a good price. That's my opinion on Player's Choice. I believe in their future. We had a single, no, not a single. We had a few Game Boy games here. So here's that Pokemon Yellow. And for people who are asking, I'll just show you again quick. This black ESRB logo on the front here means it's a third print. And then the Pokemon Gold though, 7.58 plus for only 1,200. That just seems honestly like a decent price. Like that seems a very reasonable price to pay. Maybe Pokemon games are finally cooling off too. There's just too many of them. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, I think, is the steal of the GameCube block. 9.68 plus, almost perfect condition for 456 bucks. It's cheaper than the Master Quest bundle, which honestly is pretty common factory sealed. And even this one here, the Zelda Collector's Edition, not that rare of a game factory sealed. So like, yes, it's Zelda, there's high demand, but so for Metroid to not be just closer in price, I don't know. We'll see what happens with those. These are always gonna have a lot of sales, so it's really easy to track data. Metal Gear Solid 9.88 plus, $6,600. Trilogy Edition 240, Trilogy Edition 360. It's cool to see a Liberty City Stories come up. These don't really sell that often, honestly. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, an actual early print here with the security strip at the top. You can see it is not the Trilogy Edition for $1,400, so you can see what a difference that makes. Snake Eater 312. Red Dead Revolver on Xbox for $840, I think is a super strong sale as well. I think that was a really good one for the seller. Yeah, Xbox 360 here. This was a complete in-box Gears of War. This is not factory sealed, 94 bucks. Grand Theft Auto 4 sealed, 312. Not bad, not bad. ODST for 204. Honestly, I should just buy a copy of ODST. I don't mind that price. That's a really nostalgic one for me. Minecraft 9.2, 396. Then we go into the Pokemon block, folks. And that's it for that Heritage recap. I hope you guys tune in next week for the Heritage Weekly. Thanks to everyone who comes out for these things. I really appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys next Tuesday.